Before we begin, thank you very much to Ian1231100 for joining the Patreon campaign. Thank you very much for the contribution. Thank you for helping out and keeping the channel alive. Means the world to me. Thank you everyone for all of the support. You are the reason I can continue doing this. And we are continuing by doing what we do every Monday, looking over the week's worth of Transformer news and just running it down just in case you missed anything. Because I don't know about you, but with everything that dropped, it's a little bit hard. This is one of those weeks where the news cycle just revs up its engine and roars down the road way farther than you expected. So we need to go through and get all of the stories that weren't leaks about toys coming in 2 years. We need to actually talk about the stuff that's more recent and all the weird stuff. And get ready for a lot of in-hand images, because a lot of toys got into people's hands for the first time this week. But we're going to start where we usually start right now, which is with an update on HasLab Omega Prime. As of this recording, it's just a few hundred short of reaching its goal to unlock the Space Bridge display bases. So, yeah, spoiler alert for next week, Omega Prime fully funded. And if there is any kind of secret third tier, I would think they would have announced it by now, honestly. But just in case there is, we'll probably hear about it sometime in the next week. But for now, the updates we got a fully hand-painted model of Omega Prime and obviously his components. Blue Bolts, Ultra Magnus, Optimus Prime, and Hasbro did detail a lot of the changes they made and why they changed it. And a lot of things to clarify. Prime's ladder can be extended, as well as the missiles being folded out. They showed the compatibility with Titan Masters. They were told that the white plastic would be shiny to match the cartoon, which typically cartoon tells me like flat shell shaded. Okay, the super glue's too close to me. We're going to put that aside. Cell shaded strikes me as cartoon accurate. So interesting choice there. They pointed out, the reason Prime is bulkier and taller than the original was to better support his combinations. New heels in the feet for stability. Magnus can carry 3 deluxe cars. I think that was a given, but nice of them to confirm. We have like big feet, ankle tilts, so Magnus has no balance issues. Obviously, he's a lot more solid than he used to be. You can attach blue bolts onto the inside of him, with a lot of stuff we've gotten. We also saw the Matrix in his chest for the first time, so a little bit of the added details going on. It's just a ton of just photos of hand-painted toys, showing off a ton of the detail this thing's going to be capable of. There's what Ultra Magnus's Matrix looks like. You can also see how the chest chunk of blue bolts fits inside of Ultra Magnus's chest. So it's kind of weird. So you've got some that work as just guns. You got some parts that fill out the legs. You got some parts that take up the hollow chest. Interesting how they've worked all of that around. Oh, and by the way, blue bolts can still attach in vehicle mode the way you always did. No real issue there. I mean, I'm sorry. Like, I know there's some people who are still kind of down on this as a HasLab, but like, I think it's coming together really well, and I don't think it would have come together this well if they had done it at retail level. Also, given the leaks that we've seen, it's kind of apparent why they didn't do Commander class, because if speculation is to be believed, I think Commander is going to be taken up for the next 2 years. So we would have been waiting 3 and 4 years for these to come down the pipe. And by then, who knows what the budgets would have been and how good they could have come out. No, this is going to be like the way. This is going to give us like a really, really good product at the end of the day. All right, let's move on to some other things that are starting to get into people's hands. Missing Link Convoy is officially released by Takara. A lot of people are starting to get this in hand. Mine would probably be on the way if Amazon JP would actually take a payment. I don't know why they're refusing my card, because it's a valid card and the money's there. So, what is up, Japan? But we can see it in hand now. Now people are actually getting to mess with it and share it off. It looks amazing. Like this whole Missing Link thing, weird name aside, it just looks so good. Like, it looks like what I always wanted a G1 Optimus Prime to be able to do. super impressive. Super impressive. Yeah, like the painted details work really well. Yeah, that's the thing too. I used to do this with my toy. Now he can step. Yeah, he just looks so freaking satisfying. Like if you grew up with the original toy, it just looks like everything you ever imagined it should be able to do. Oh my man, I'm excited to get mine. Yeah, we're going to try that again on Amazon JP, see if they'll take a different card. If not, hey, I've got a backup pre-order just in case, because this kind of thing always happens to me. So let's move on. The next one, we have a Toy Accurate Masterpiece 3.0 Convoy. Now, this one is getting enhanced. This is kind of weird that like him and Hybrid kind of drop at the same time. Hybrid. I want to call it Hybrid because it reminds me of Hybrid style. No, like him and Missing Link drop at the same time, which is kind of intriguing. So, yeah, you have weird face sculpt, but yeah, you've got some extra parts that weren't included before. No cab, no trailer, so you're just paying for the cab, and that means it's a lot cheaper. So you can still experience like the insanity that is the engineering of this one. I thought that head was winking for a second because of the way it's shadowed. Oh, that threw me off for a second. But no, it's a fun way of offering an alternative to him. Like, do I have a side-by-side? This is the best side-by-side I got of the actual, like, the original MP-44. It's a cool idea. It's a cool idea. Little bit odd, but it's a great way of getting it for a little bit less money if you just want to experience how stupidly complicated this toy is in order to get animation-accurate proportions. What else was in hand? Someone just randomly found Core Class Cheetor. This is kind of nuts, because, like, Hasbro, like, I don't even think Hasbro's officially acknowledged that a Core Class Cheetor was on the way, let alone mentioned it was Beast Machines, let alone said it was, showed it off. I haven't seen this on any of their streams, certainly. It just came out of nowhere. We had the listings for it, but the fact that it got into someone's hands before any leaker got their hands on it, or any early toy reviewer, is kind of incredible. Yeah, for one, it's amazing. 2024, and we have a new Beast Machines toy. And considering how small it is, it might just be the best. It might just be the best this Cheetor design has ever gotten, which is a sad thing to say, but I'm not sure it's inaccurate. I don't think this is transformed correctly because the hollow gaps are on the outside of the feet in this shot, and so is the striping. The striping's on the inside of the thigh instead of the outside. Striping, dotting, polka dot, whatever. Can you tell I am not awake today? So, it actually is. Like, for a Core Class Cheetor, like, it looks really, really good. Like, I'm surprised at how good it looks. So, typically things like this are Hasbro testing the waters, seeing if fans respond to something weird, and if we actually want it to be like do we want more from Beast Machines? So yeah, odds are they're testing the market. So if you're interested in getting something like a proper Strika or Tankor or something, go pick it up. It actually looks like it might be decent. Next in hand, we have concept art Sunstreaker from Studio Series Bumblebee. And again, we've seen Sunstreaker. We've seen the in-hand toys of this, but like now we got it in package. Yeah, the head barely looks like it does in the toy. But yeah, like this being out already is kind of insane. This is a US sighting, by the way. You can actually find a concept art Sunstreaker out right now if you are really lucky. You might also find Gamer Edition Sideswipe. I find it amazing that the brothers from two different universes still release next to each other. That's kind of incredible. Yeah, and this is another shot of the box, and that's, again, like, kind of weird. This stuff just dropped out of nowhere. I feel like we just got in-hand shots of this guy. Whatever, the brothers are back. They're in Studio Series in different, completely different aesthetics, but, same Cybertronian idea at least. I'm actually curious about both of them. I don't normally go for Studio Series, but both of them I'm kind of interested in. We'll see. Next up. So, of course, Nightshade's been out for a while, but they actually had a package variant show up. And apparently this person who bought this one did not realize it until after they opened it. So Nightshade here is listed as Terran, which I do not believe was on the original packaging. Might have been now that I think of it. Ignore me. What is new is the fact that it actually has the Terran faction symbol on it, which is kind of cool. Nice that, like, subsequent releases of this figure aren't just getting, like, they could have just run the same box and same figure and just called it a day, but they actually, like, switched it up to match some of the newer figures that are going to include the Terran mark, which is cool. The weird thing about this one, no Build-A-Figure. So it looks like Build-A-Figure is just going to be done for EarthSpark. Now, Cyberverse did the same thing. They did Macadam as a Build-A-Figure, and then still did a few deluxe figures after that were strangely lacking any kind of Build-A-Figure. Not a new character or another chance of getting parts for the old one. Regardless, it's more opportunity. Like, just basically just keep an eye out. There's different versions of Nightshade out there now, and I wouldn't be surprised if future re-releases of things like Twitch and others from the deluxe line would follow suit. Still waiting to see anything from Season 2. I'm like really getting excited for what Season 2 is going to bring on the show. Meanwhile, let's have in-hand shot from Japan this time. So we have the Loyal Showdown set, Airraiser versus Inferno, a battle between two woken up on Earth. And again, this is from Beast Wars again. The new Versus packs that are basically premium edition, or premium paint versions of the retail release. These look fantastic. You know, I mean, the Kingdom figures didn't do too... Really? That's all the shot? I didn't browse this before. Man, you put in the work there to show me all the differences and give me the details. Okay, whatever. They do look fantastic. I have been collecting these, and they've been like really, really nice just to experience these toys as good as they could possibly be. And it's nice to just see Takara being Takara again. Also, Inferno shown with his additional weapon. So I keep missing this whenever I talk about Takara's take on Inferno. He has two of these guns. He has one to act as a permanent engine in the back, and then you have the one he's holding there, which is a slightly awkward way of doing it, but you know what? If it works, it works. Hey, you know, it's still not the gigantic flamethrower pistols he had. I'm still waiting on those, but I will take what I can get. These are still really cool looking. I wish I had my Inferno on hand so I could so I can make a comparison. Do you want more in-hand shots? Because we have more brand new toys in hand right now. The 6th Trainbot Kaen is now available, and people have it in hand, which means finally, after a year and a half, Raiden is complete. I hope he's everything your investments said he was going to be. Oh, this... You know, so remember, these are roughly like, okay, so the yen's fluctuated, but like these were like around 150 each averaged out, which meant, you know, 150 times 6, you're in it for almost $1,000, probably $1,000 after shipping cost. Crazy expensive combiner, and a lot of times, unfortunately, I've heard a lot of issues with some of them. It's a lot of build quality things. I hope the overall package, now that everyone has it in hand and can experience it, I hope the overall thing has made you happy. I hope it's what you were hoping for, and, you know, I mean, if... Don't know. With the release of Kaen, they also had the collector's box, which lets you store all 6 of the boxed versions of the figures together, which is kind of cool, in one big, like, group collector box, just like the original Raiden was released as. And for something that has to form a working pelvis on a combiner, he actually came together pretty good. I think they actually did a pretty good job of him. He is a squat boy compared to the others, but hey, like, nice mixing up the aesthetics a little bit, right? They can't all just be tall train boys. So, kind of cool. Kind of cool. I've never gone in for one of these. None of them, like, obviously I'm not attached to the character because I didn't grow up with Raiden. How could I? And I'm not really fond of, like, the price for what it is. But you know what? For the people who have been waiting a long time, it's finally done. Look how much you get in his box, by the way. Look at the ridiculous amount of parts you get with that one. All right, so I guess we have to account for some of the value in these too, right? Because a lot of them came with displays and train tracks, etc. Here's an interesting little story. We don't normally talk about trademarks in this little episodic news thing that we do, but we do have one interesting one. So Hasbro applied for a trademark for Void Rivals Transformers, which is an interesting take. So, I mean, it doesn't surprise me that Hasbro would want to actually do toys based specifically on the new comic books version of some characters, but it is kind of surprising that it would literally be them trademarking Void Rivals for toys, and specifically Transformers, because it does mention toy robots convertible into other visual toy forms. So this is probably going to produce some interesting crossover things. This is probably going to release some pretty interesting different takes. Granted, right now, everything in Void Rivals and Skybound Transformers is basically G1 design, just heavily damaged G1 design. So it wouldn't surprise me if this was some kind of crossover, just release like maybe battle damage versions of some toys. Me wildly speculating, because as of right now, we don't have any original, like, brand new characters in the Energon universe to really show off. So we'll see how that goes. There's some big potential here, but I don't think we've seen it in the comics just yet. If you want to get into a water gun fight and you need some extra ammo, Transformers EarthSpark now has a solution for you. This is a water blaster backpack. This was found in France, of all places. And again, in the long list of toys, Hasbro doesn't tell us are on the way for their main cartoon. This is just an odd one. Like, this is one of those, like, if you need Transformers to be everything in your life kind of purchases. But you know what? If a kid really loves their Bumblebee, not a bad addition to have to their Squirt Gun Wars. Another weird one for kids. There's a brand new Good to Grow Optimus Prime, I guess, like, nutrient drink. It's just a kid's drink with a Optimus Prime head on the big straw. That's pretty much all you're getting out of this. It's just like the weirdest thing that came up. But hey, if you're trying to live the Transformer lifestyle, you got breakfast now. We can cover breakfast. So, when it comes to these news roundups, you can see how I usually format it. It's usually the most official news at the front. Official third party is somewhere in the middle. And we save all the weird stuff to the end. I usually like to end off on the most hilarious and dumbest of the news. New NFT Funkos are on the way. How is this still a thing? How is this still a thing? The entire NFT market crashed, and Funko's just going to keep pushing their worthless digital cards. And you have to participate in the worthless digital cards to get the very real Funko Pops that are attached to them, which includes Blitzwing! My boy gets a Funko Pop, and it's going to be attached to this NFT garbage. I can't even get it secondhand because these are crazy expensive secondhand because they're stupidly. It's getting hold of them so stupid. I hate that they do this. Especially with like major characters, Magnus, Cheetor. That's disgusting. That's absolutely disgusting. RC. Like, if you want to do a variant like King Starscream, fine. You want to do Freddy Funko cosplaying, fine. Do that as NFT releases. Don't, like, paywall this crap behind luck-based, worthless garbage. Don't do that to me. Jeez. Okay. Now I'm upset. So I'm going to take this anger. I'm going to go scream at Amazon JP for not shipping out my convoy. and I'm just going to try and chill for the rest of the day. So, thank you everyone for watching another news roundup. Thank you, as always, for watching, supporting. Always appreciate it. And as always, I will see you next time.